Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video we are going to be learning how to draft out a princess that bustier, and trust me, this video is going to be very explanatory and beginner friendly, so make sure you watch to the end because you have a lot to learn. So the first thing that I'm going to be doing now is to draw out my borderline that will also serve as my shoulder line. The next thing I'm going to be doing right now is to measure my shoulder measurement divided by 2 plus ½ inch sewing allowance. That was what I measured there. Now after that, I'm going to come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slant. Then I'm going to rule a line across it. Can we all see it? Can we see it that way? I'm going to rule a line to slant the shoulder. You know our shoulder is not straight. The next thing I'm going to be doing right now is to measure my bust point. My bust point plus ½ inch sewing allowance. That's what I just measured there. Then the next thing I'll be doing is to measure my under bust. My under bust measurement plus ½ inch sewing allowance, and then to measure my waistline. Those are the 3 measurements that I've measured. Now I'm going to rule a straight line across them. And then label the lines. Just as you can see, I'm going to label the 3 lines. I have my bust point, my under bust, and my waistline. My bust point or my bust line. The next thing for me to do is to measure my armhole length. How did I get my armhole length? My bust measurement divided by 6 plus 1½ inch sewing allowance. Another way you can get your armhole length is to go up from your bust point by maybe 2 inches or 1½ inches. So I've gotten that my armhole length, and I've ruled a line across it, and I label that line my chest line. The next thing you see me doing here is to mark out my dart. How did I get my dart? My nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2, and I added ½ inch sewing allowance. That's what you see me measuring here. For example, if my nipple to nipple is 8 inches, half of it is 4 plus ½ inch sewing allowance, 4½. That was what I just measured there. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Just follow suit. After that, I'm going to come in by ½ inch. As you can see what I'm doing now, I'm coming in. The one that go inside the center front, I came in by ½ inch, and to the other side I marked 1½ inches. Just follow the video, you are going to understand it with time. Just follow the video. I marked 1½ inches. I'm going to rule a straight line across it as well. After that, I'm going to go to my bust line and come down by 1½ inches, as you can see. Then if you have a curved rule, you can use your curved rule to just draw this curve. If you don't want to use a curved rule, you can use your free hand, just as I'm doing here. I'm going to draw those curves where our bust is going to sit. After that, the next thing that I'm going to be doing is to measure my armhole length, just as you can see, and divide it by 2. I'll put a point there. After that, come in by ½ inch. You can use your curved rule for this as well, or you use your sketch. The next thing is to measure my bust measurement without any allowance divided by 4. Bust measurement divided by 4 without any allowance. That is what I've put there. Then you connect these 3 lines together: your shoulder line, that line that you went through inside with, and your bust measurement. You can use a curved rule to join the 3 lines. Just to watch what I am doing. The next thing we are going to do is to come up by ½ inch on our bust line. come up by 1/2 inch on our bust line, and we are going to measure round the armhole. We will divide it by 2 and mark it. Our new armhole, we are going to measure it round, divide it by 2, and then mark it. Just watch what I'm doing, guys. Now we are going to connect that dot that we marked at the middle of our armhole with the other dot on our bust point. We are going to connect them together, as you can see in the video. I'm connecting them together. You can as well use a curved rule for this. The next thing is to mark at our darts. I'm going to go up by 1/2 inch. I'm also going to come down by 1/2 inch. Then I'm going to draw a line to meet that point that we have there. Can you see what I'm doing, guys? Please pay attention to this. Just keep on watching. If you don't understand anything, just keep on watching the video. Can you see that our cup is already taking shape? It's already taking shape right now. Now, you know this dart that we have taken at our armhole, 1/2 inch on both sides. We are going to replace it. We are going to replace it back. So at this last line, I'm just going to go forward by down 1 inch. We want to replace it back. I'm going to mark a dot there, and also go to my chest line and mark out 1 inch and connect them together. So by doing that, we have already replaced the dart we took. So we are almost done, that guys. The next thing that we are going to be doing is to mark our measurements. Mark our measurements with allowance. And don't forget to add all those dart intake. Add them to the allowance. Just keep on watching, guys. Keep on watching. So I've created another dart, another kind of bustier at the front, another line that will replace the dart at the front, and I cancelled the middle line. So I'm measuring my bust measurement divided by 4, and I'm also going to add my sewing allowance. You can add 2-inch sewing allowance. You can add 2.5 sewing allowance. So I'm going to measure my bust measurement on the chest line and on the bust point. I'll divide it by 4 and add 2.5 inch sewing allowance. You can add 2 if you like, it depends, but it's better you add SS than you not having enough fabric. The next thing is to go to my under bust or my waistline and measure my waist measurements divided by 4. I'm going to put a line across it, a dot. After putting that, I'm going to measure this dart intake that we have taken. You know, we took 1.5 and we took 1/2 inch, making 2 inches dart. I will add it to it. After that, then I'm going to add my sewing allowance. Just keep watching the video. Can you see? I'm checking out the dart to be sure of the accurate amount. Then I'm going to add it to it. The next thing we are going to be doing is to take our ruler and draw a straight line across our measurements. Then after, we are going to measure our neckline, whatever neck you want to use. If it is sweetheart neck, whatever neck you want to use, feel free to use that neckline. But me, I'm just going to be using a round neck, 3.5 by 3.5, just for this pattern sake. But if you want a V-neck, you are free to do that. And if you've watched this video till this time, I want to appreciate you. Thank you so much for the support. Let's wait and see the outcome of our pattern. I'm going to cut them out. Please be careful whenever you are cutting it out. I'm going to cut them out. Please watch carefully. I'm going to cut it out so that you don't make mistake and cut where you are not supposed to cut. After cutting them out, I'm going to get a sellotape and gum them so we can see how our bustier will come out. Thank you so much for watching. You can check out my other videos as well. I used to post tutorial videos on trending styles, and I make sure that I explain them well enough. All my videos are beginner friendly. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much. I'm cutting out the center piece first of all. Then after, I'm going to cut out the other places. And that's basically all for this tutorial. I hope you have learned one or two things. Please kindly subscribe for more video. See you in my next video. Bye.